Hi everybody, I'm Donna. Welcome to my kitchen. Tonight we are doing super easy dinner. It's a one-pot pasta. You can make it whatever you like, but this is my ingredients. I've got 2 pounds of Italian sausage. One is spicy, one is mild. And then I've got 1 pound of pasta, which I have just large shells here. You can use any pasta you like, rigatoni, penne, bow tie, your favorite. Then I have a jar of spaghetti sauce, your favorite. I use Classico, it's the best. This is kind of a big jar. This is 32 ounces. And then I'm adding a can of tomato sauce, a block of cream cheese, and then some seasonings. I have garlic salt and just an Italian spaghetti seasoning. So that's a mixture of, it's got onions and oregano and basil and all those good spices. And then I have chopped up some peppers and onions that we're going to add in there. So let's just get started. I have over here on my pot, I put in a little olive oil, and then we are going to brown these, not brown, but saute them for just a few minutes, and then we'll start adding in our meat. Okay, so once these start sweating, let me add in a little seasoning right now. I always like to season in layers, so when you get started, you know, just do a little bit of salt. That was garlic salt, and I'll put in a little more of this, a little dash of the Italian seasoning. So we'll let this sweat out for maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and then we'll add our meat. Okay, so our peppers and onions have been going for about 2 minutes. You can see how they're getting translucent. I always mess that word up. Maybe I should pick a different word. Okay, so I'm just adding in our meat here. And then we're just going to break that up and brown our meat all the way through. Now, if you don't want to add meat, you don't have to. If you don't want sausage, you could do chicken. I would pre-cook your chicken in with your vegetables the same way we're doing this, but you just want to make sure it's all cooked through. I add vegetables, well, because everything's better with a vegetable. I can't cook anything without adding it. As my daughter, the camera woman, is making a face, she could do without a vegetable, but she's not going to while she's living in this house. Okay. This one-pot pasta, you can also cook in your pressure cooker if you have one, or your Pampered Chef quick cooker. There's a browning mode on a browning setting on your quick cooker, and then you can just brown your meat. You want to brown everything before we put in our liquids. Now we're going to put in the pasta raw here, and the sauce, it's going to cook in the sauce. So it's nice that everything is all in one pan. So we're going to let this go until the meat is browned through, then we'll add the rest of our ingredients. Okay, we're adding in our second layer of spices. Our meat is almost done. And then we'll go ahead and add some more Italian seasoning. Lots of goodies in there. Okay. Give that a stir. Now, at this point, if you prefer, you can drain your meat, but frankly, fat is flavor. So it'll just add more flavor to your dish here. So I'm not draining it. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so I think we are ready to add the rest of our ingredients. So we're going to add the can of tomato sauce. You can also use crushed tomatoes if you want it a little thicker, or even diced tomatoes. I like the fire roasted diced tomatoes are really good. And because we're not using water for the pasta, you want to make sure that you have enough liquid. I'm going to add that in before I add the sauce. Have this ready, sorry. Okay. For that's 1 pound of pasta. And then our sauce. I've also cut up 1 block of cream cheese. We just want to Place that around. We're going to give everything a stir. And I think I might add a little water in here. The sauce is pretty thick. But let me give it a stir. Where's my little hot pad? Over here. Okay. You want to give that a stir to get all those noodles covered. You know what? I think I got another can of tomato sauce. Let's add that. Okay, so 2 cans of tomato sauce and a large jar of spaghetti sauce. And even more seasoning. This is how I do. I just ad lib. Okay, so we're just going to give that a stir. Then we're going to put the lid on it, and it's going to cook for just about 20 minutes or so. And then once we're ready to serve it, we'll add some fresh basil, and we'll make up some garlic bread. Okay, we are getting close to our pasta being ready, so I want to get the garlic bread all buttered up. And of course, I'm using my Chef Chamois garlic butter from Sam's Club. Don't want to miss out on this puppy. We are coming out to get some fresh basil from my little miniature garden here. I've got 2 pots of basil going because I love basil. I also got some rosemary. My cousin just bought that for me, so I'm going to plant that. But today all we need is some basil. So we're just going to cut off a few leaves here. Well, more than a few. We want to garnish it on top of our pasta as soon as it comes out. Okay, so I'm going to take my basil and stack up my leaves here, and we're going to give it a nice chop in what's called a chiffonade. That's the fancy cooking term of the day, a chiffonade. So you stack up your leaves, okay, and you kind of just give them a little roll, and you chop the basil nice and thin, and it just cuts it in ribbons. That's a chiffonade, folks. So we'll add that to our pasta as soon as it's done. Okay, there is our pasta. This has been going for about 25 minutes or so. I stirred it every so often and just to check on the doneness of the pasta. And it's thickened up nicely. That cream cheese has made this lovely, just creamy and nice and thick, so you can see. And what I did was brought up the sauce to a boil. It was about on a medium high, and then I turned it down to like a medium low and just let it simmer for 20-25 minutes. So just to recap here, I had peppers and onions that I sauteed for a few minutes. 2 pounds of Italian sausage, 1 pound of pasta shells, a 32-ounce jar of spaghetti sauce, and 2 cans of tomato sauce, and then lots of seasonings. So whatever seasonings of your choice. As far as vegetables, you could do zucchini in here would be fabulous. But we've done peppers and onions. I also did the garlic bread. We used the Chef Chamois garlic butter. We sprinkled it with Parmesan cheese, boiled that for a couple of minutes. And we're going to add our fresh basil in our garlic bread. So that's our 1-pot pasta. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, Donna's Kitchen. This is episode 19, so please watch all of the other ones. There's lots of good recipes for you. So let's eat.